Hey, I'm once again back with a new user review and unboxing of the Vivo V90. Okay, so as the routine goes, I'm going to unbox the phone for you first. So this is how it is. It comes in a very nice imperial blue kind of a box with a nice shiny logo. Alright, same old stuff. It gets the stickers. You have the pin to open the SIM card tray, your manual, and it comes with a what do you say, headphone kit, as well as a back cover, transparent back cover. And now I will take you to the phone. So this is how the phone is. Okay, so like I said, this is the phone. This is how it looks. It's pretty sleek. Uh, it's got a complete, metal finish on the sides. It's got fiber. The one that I have taken for the preview is an what do you say, white color, a shiny white color. Again, you can see there is a quad camera display at the back with a flash. Just that the camera display, the quad camera is displayed in a unique way, and you also have dual punch hole cameras in the front. Alright, so this dual punch hole camera gives you about 32 megapixel night selfie camera with artificial intelligence. This phone comes with a 33 watts fast charging capacity, so approximately from a you can say 15% charge to right up to 100% charge takes you roughly about 30 minutes flat. And it comes with a Qualcomm Snapdragon 712. Alright, I will obviously come up with a new video in which I will be comparing this phone vis-a-vis the Oppo Reno 3 Pro, which was just launched a couple of months back, and obviously those details will be shared there. As of now, I will take you through this complete phone details. I'm opening the phone right now. I don't have a fingerprint configured, so I'm just going to open it with the code. Alright, a fingerprint again scanner is pretty fast. There are no problems there, no lags. It opens pretty fast. The smooth is pretty smooth when it comes to handling the phone. It's a basic Android 10 phone with all the functionality, so I'm not going to waste my time on that. So I'll quickly take you on to the camera details, as well as the picture quality. So I'll just take you to the certain photographs which I have shot with this particular camera. Okay, so I'll just show you a little sample photographs which I have shot on this particular phone. This is how a typical selfie looks. You have brilliant color reproduction, as well as sharpness, and the photos come good. But one thing is there: when you zoom into the photographs, you can see the image starts to tear a little bit. So there could be little problems with this, and like I said, it's going to be more fun in my next video when I actually compare this phone with the Oppo Reno 3. Because especially that the price bracket that this phone and the Oppo Reno 3 comes is almost on a similar price range. That was a selfie. I'll show you one particular video that was shot on this particular phone. Okay, I'll also show you some certain photographs more. This is how a typical photograph would show. All right, this is like a complete zoom in with an artificial intelligence thing on, which shows you food image recognition. This is a typical close up or a macro photo of certain artificial flowers which I shot on this. A typical scenery photograph which shows you the color reproduction. So like I said, the color reproduction on this phone is good. The sharpness levels are good, but again, it's not that great when you compare it to other photographs. I'll show you a typical night vision photograph also. So this is a typical night vision photograph. Again, I'll just make it a little big so you can see it clearly. All right, and yeah, and another photograph with food again. So you can get an idea as to how the images are turning out to be. This is all shot on rear camera except for the first photograph, which was a selfie camera. So on an average, this camera is good. Okay, so like I said, this camera is good. The phone is good. It's basically very heavy. I didn't expect the phone to be that heavy. It's a little bulky also. So in your hand, it seems pretty heavy to catch. So that's one thing which I did not like much about this phone. As well as when it comes to the camera quality, it's pretty good. You have no lags in the phone. You can play games also pretty smoothly. There are no problems there. The software is also good. It plays videos also well. Now I'll take you to the camera settings much more clearly in this particular phone. So coming to the camera settings, you typically get similar camera settings like photo, a portrait, and a night shot vision over here. Again, when you go to settings, you have settings where you can select the frame. Right now it's set to 4.3, but you can select a full frame, or you can select a 16.9 frame. But generally you should keep your frame to 4.3 to give you best quality photographs. Coming to portrait, again it has beauty and a lens mode, as well as an option for HDR on and off. In photographs, we can see there are a lot of settings here, so you can basically go for AI portrait framing or AI scene identification. I by default I've kept my artificial intelligence to automatic. And in video resolution, the highest you can go is up to 4K, but right now I've set it to 720p, which should be good enough. So that's about it here. Now coming to the pro mode, when you go to the pro mode and you select a pro camera, the problem with this is there is no option for XHD, which means basically, which is a new technology in most phones right now, where you can shoot images in 1080p, which is 108 megapixel, uh, converting that to a full HD signal, which is 1080p. So that option is not there in this particular phone. The highest you can shoot in pro mode is also a 48 megapixel. Alright, so I'll exit out the pro mode now, and I'll take you to a normal photo mode. In photo mode, you can select your video resolutions. Again, here you cannot, by default it comes, you can't change the megapixel of this particular camera. The photographs normally shoot at the megapixel that it is set at. However, in the more option, when you go here, you get a option which is 48 megapixels. So when you select that, this is the highest megapixel that the photograph will shoot on, and you can see clearly it's not that great. So again, this seriously lacks that 108 megapixel ultra HD option in this particular phone. So again, I think I'm almost towards the end. I've taken you through all the details, but again, strikingly, what I want to tell you is that from my opinion, this is just a duplicate, sort of a duplicate to an Oppo Reno 3 when it comes to styling. You can see Oppo Reno 3 has the dual punch hole, and they were the pioneers of dual punch hole. So they have the camera on the left. These guys have given it on the right. Again, Oppo Reno 3 has a similar styling where they have the metal lining towards the entire side paneling of the phone, and this shiny kind of metal fiber look which they've given. So this is basically quite similar to the Oppo Reno 3, but definitely not up to the mark. And only the layout of the cameras behind has changed. So typically, it's an Oppo Reno 3 with a sort of a 10% different look. So that's about my review on the phone. and thanks for watching. Please like the video and subscribe to my video, and of course I am sharing the links in this video where you can also click on the link and get great deals on this particular phone. So please go to the links, and thanks for watching. Please like my video. Thank you. Bye.